Hello, I'm Toppy and welcome back to another brand new Fortnite video. Today I want to talk about the brand new location Risky Reels, which was added in the 4.0 update when Season 4 started, and I mainly want to talk about whether you should bother landing there and whether it's any better than the old locations around the map. I'm assuming that most of you have probably already landed here, so you know what it's like, but I want to talk about what I think about it and whether I think you should be landing somewhere different, and whether I actually choose to land there myself. I do land there every now and again, but I'd normally land near it and push into it later, but I'll talk about that more in a bit. So generally you can find around 6 to 12 chests around Risky Reels. This means that you do have loads of loot to go for. The main places where you get the chests from are the projector building, the long barn on the right hand side, there's generally one on the back of the screen, there's generally 2 or 3 in the left hand side buildings and 1 in the back of the truck. That's if you are lucky and all of them spawn at the same time. Sometimes you will go and there won't be quite as many, but there is also floor loot all around the area, so you're pretty much guaranteed to get good loot and a lot of it when you do land here. Because of this is why I tend to land on the outside of it. I don't generally like dropping into the middle of it because it is always a bit of a rush and a bit of a risk depending on how close you do land to other players and depending on whether they were lucky on what loot they got. Because if you land and you're unlucky and you just get something like a grey pistol, which tends to always be me, I tend to always land and find bad loot and die straight away, and the other player lands and gets a good shotgun, then you're instantly going to die and you'll have to replay the game. So what I like to do is land at the 2 houses north of Tomato Town, then you can push over to Willow Tree and loot that because there generally is 1 or 2 chests there. You can also get loads of materials as you're pushing over, then you can build your way in, building your defences and pick off the kills once they are already in there. I just find this is a much more effective way of taking Risky Reels because it means you don't have to take as many risks before you push into it, and as long as you're quick enough all the loot will still be there, no players will have run off with it. A few of them might have died so you might not be able to get quite as many kills, but as long as you get the good loot you should be able to last the game and get more kills further on. Once you've looted all of Risky Reels you can then push to the other houses surrounding it, because there is about another 3 groups of houses behind it near the coast where you can go and get more loot. So if you hit all of those after you've already been to Risky Reels and the 2 houses north of Tomato Town, you will have loads of loot and you should have some really good stuff by the time you've hit all of them chests. A good thing about Risky Reels is that you can drop into it from loads of different flight paths. Some of them are further away but you can still reach it, and because it's such a new area a lot of the players will make the effort to go over there just to play in the new area, so you will still have kills and still some challenge and fun. It's also right on the edge of the map, so this means that you will usually have to push into the circle. I actually prefer doing this. I find it's a much more fun game if I do have to move for the circle. If I'm just running around in the circle looking for kills or trying to just stay alive by searching in one place, then I find it isn't as fun, but by having to push into the circle and by having to play against the blue, it does make it a bit more fun. But because it is so close to the edge of the map, if the circle is anywhere near you, the blue will move in extremely slowly so you can keep on looting, and even if you do want to stay a little bit later to finish looting, you can always go and pick up a hop rock. This will work like you've got unlimited impulse grenades for about 20 seconds, meaning you can cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. I did it in a game yesterday and without picking up those hop rocks I would have most likely taken damage from the blue because I didn't realise it was already coming in, and if I hadn't I would have definitely got stuck in it, so by picking them up I definitely saved myself a lot of health and meant I could win gunfights further on in the game by having that full health still. So because of these hop rocks, even if you don't have a launch pad, you can still stay there a bit later, making sure you have looted everything, you have the best loot you can get before heading into the centre of the map to win the game. Personally, I really like Risky Reels. I think it's in a great place. It's definitely an area of the map which did need something putting into it because it was quite empty and nobody tended to push up to that far corner, but now it's there, players seem to be exploring that area of the map a little bit more and it's drawing players away from the super busy areas like Tilted Towers and also a little bit from Dusty Divot. I feel like a lot of players have given up on that area now just because it is so busy and they're starting to explore the other new areas around the map. Like I was saying, I like to do that loot run at the start of the game at those houses just north of Tomato Town. I've been doing this for ages now and it was great towards the end of Season 3 when they had those 3 chests up on the top where the lookout point was for the meteor, because this meant you had so many chests around there and you could get loads of loot before you went anywhere. But now they've added Risky Reels and got rid of those chests, it's an even better place to land because there's more action and even more loot. But let me know what you think of Risky Reels in the comments down below, and also whilst you're down there make sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you're new here. If you need any help with the week 1 challenges from Season 4, make sure you are clicking on the video on screen now, and also if you do want to get some free stars after you have completed all those challenges, make sure you are clicking on the one above it. But thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.